that you have positive beliefs in yourself. Okay, that's the first thing that we need to do. And if you've got negative beliefs, you need to convert them into positive beliefs. But before that, how this condition... See, we are born to win. That's what I gave you the example as children. But we get very easily conditioned to lose. We get people who put limitations on ourselves. Now, if we buy it, we are too young to revolt against, you see. So if somebody tells you, no, you can never do mathematics when you're young, you might buy that and you may, for the rest of your life, you may not try mathematics. Okay? There's an experiment done, I think in this class I had once told some months ago when I took one of the other sessions. You know, these fleas, these insects which you find on dogs, insects you find on dogs, they are called fleas, F-L-E-A-S. Okay? They have a natural capacity to jump about 20 feet high. Okay? Natural capacity. If you believe in God, you say God given, nature given, whatever it is. Okay? Now they did an experiment in USA. They collected a whole lot of these fleas and put them in a container and kept the container on the table. The fleas were jumping up 15 feet, 20 feet, etc. and they're enjoying themselves. After some time, they put an invisible container, you see, at a height of about 7 feet, like a rod-like thing, you see. Okay? Now when the fleas were jumping up, when they reached 7 feet or 8 feet, wherever that thing was put, it used to hurt them. They could not go up. It was invisible, they could not see. They couldn't. Nature gives intelligence to everybody. That's the instinct of survival. So after a few times when it happened, the fleas automatically, naturally, of their own, started jumping only up to 7 feet to avoid getting hit. Okay, they jumped only up to about 7 feet. And the scientists or the experimenters allowed them to do that way. They continued doing that. They did 15, 20, 25, 30 times. And then very skillfully, this invisible rod was removed. So now the fleas are free again to jump up to 20 feet or whatever the potential is. What do you think happened? But they did not jump. They did not even try. They just kept on jumping up to 7. They got mentally handicapped. They accepted that. That is a self-imposed limitation which we have all put on ourselves. Condition. They got conditioned. And that is what we have done. I cannot spell well, I cannot write well, I cannot speak in public, I cannot skip, I cannot jump, I am short-tempered. All these things we have learned. That we are not born that way. Yeah? Okay. This experiment, same thing is, I won't repeat it because the lecture will become very long. Elephant, you have seen the same thing happens to elephant. When the elephant was a baby elephant, they tied it with a strong iron rod, chain, put it inside. The elephant tried a lot to break it, but it was too tiny to do that and the chain was very, very strong. When the elephant grew up, and you go and see the circus elephant, now tied only with a wooden this thing, the loose string, but the elephant does not even try to. Whenever it looks at that thing, the memory is of what happened to it in its childhood. This is what has happened. It has happened with fish. They have tried everywhere. In other words, we need to outgrow our self-imposed limitations. We need to understand that this is fundamental, that most of our lack of self-confidence is self-imposed. You can choose not to learn dancing. That's a different thing altogether. But if you choose to believe that you can never dance, then there is something which requires some work to be done. Okay? So now we talked about belief. Now that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your conditioning, your belief, that becomes a self-fulfilling. So you need to outgrow your self-imposed limitations, and you do that by taking care of your self-talk and by affirmation and visualization. We'll come there when we talk about how to develop confidence. Okay? So now let's say what is belief then. I told you that belief is... What do you understand by belief? Is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Conditioning, belief. But is it a thought? Suppose you say you believe in God, what does it mean? Yeah, but what does it mean? When you say, you believe that there is something like a God. That is your thought. If you say, I don't believe in God, again it's your thought, perhaps. It's a thought that you don't, okay? So, can every thought is a belief? So in what is different?
If you dwell upon that
Repeat it. Yeah. So we'll put a small definition of belief. Belief is a thought etched in stone. E-T-C-H-E-D. You know what is etching? Yeah. Etched in stone. You know how difficult it is to write on stone? I remember we had gone for a picnic and I had written there, I love Rekha. It took me such a long time to put that, I love Rekha. 20 years later when I went to the same place on the same stone, I love Rekha was still there. Although Rekha, I don't know where she is. And who... What I'm saying is that once it takes a lot of time to become a belief, to make an impression, and once it does, it takes a lot of time to wipe it out also. So belief is a thought etched in stone. Okay. Now, and beliefs are like, some of you may be having heart problem or anyway cholesterol problem. Like, what happens when your arteries are blocked? The flow is not there. So what you have to do is remove the whatever you call that. You do a bypass, etc., so that it clears up and the flow of blood to the heart, etc. Okay. So beliefs are shells around us, and they confine us down. I can't do this, I cannot do that, etc. These are beliefs, these are like shells. Okay. We have to break those shells, then you'll become free. And write free with capital F, capital R, capital E, capital E. You need to break those shells, you become free. And when you're free, you'll be confident. As simple as that. But simple to understand, difficult to put into practice. And let me be very clear, it requires sustained effort. Okay? So beliefs are important, and these are the effects of beliefs on us. Now beliefs can be what? They can be positive, they can be negative. Right? They can be, another word is they are empowering or disempowering. They are expanding or they are limiting. So if you have a large number of your treasure full of limiting beliefs, you will be going through life not coming up to your potential at all. Not even trying, because you have so many limiting beliefs. So I would say right now our immediate task is to develop positive beliefs, to convert negative beliefs into positive beliefs. And how will you do that? Can you write down 2 or 3 negative beliefs, or at least think about it if you don't have pen and paper, doesn't matter. And please open up and say what negative belief you have. I'm too old to do this. Anyone else? I'm too young. I'm too young. Okay. Yeah.
My nature is like that.
You don't have, but anyone at least. I'm short-tempered. No? I'm impatient. You think about it.
I cannot do because my nature is like that.
I'm lazy by nature. What else? Ma'am, anything? I'm very sensitive. I get easily hurt. It's okay. Okay, so yeah. So I am too. Now, suppose let's say this. I'm too old to learn computers. Let's make it more specific. I'm too old to start business, or I'm too old to learn computers, or too old to learn public speaking. Let's say you take that. How will you convert that into positive belief? That is your negative belief. You agree? Simple. How will you convert it? Yeah. Make it believe. See, please understand, by belief I mean it's a very strong thought. If you say that I don't know computers, it's not belief. It's a statement of fact. I don't know, I have not learned computers, so what? Or I don't know how to drive a car. I've never bothered to learn driving a car. But if you say I can never drive, that becomes belief. Yeah? So that is your belief that I can never learn, now it's too late for me to learn. I think a simple way is take out that can't and make it can. I can learn computers if I try. Very simple. Don't have to make it very high sounding also. Yeah? It's never too late to learn anything new. I'm 70 years young and I've got, the best of my life is yet to come. To match with, I'm 70 years young, whatever it is, okay. So this is how you will convert your negative belief. Now why is it important to have, can I give you some reasons why is it important to have beliefs, positive beliefs in yourself? There are 3 or 4 reasons. See, life is basically a do-it-yourself project. You can listen to me and I can listen to you, we can go away with ideas. But actions you have to take. You have to work on it. You have to work on it. Okay, so life is a do-it-yourself project, and if you don't have self-confidence, you're going to limit your chances of succeeding. So you need to have self-confidence, you need to have belief in yourself. Okay. Second is that if you don't believe in yourself, who else will believe? It's impossible. Imagine a salesman who does not believe in his own product. Can he convince anybody else? So you got to believe in yourself to be able to convince others. Okay. Now you have dreams and ambitions. All of us have dreams and ambitions. Okay. Even the person on that Himalaya is sitting alone has got dreams and ambitions. He may say he's detached. You go and tell him that somebody else fasted for 366 days. And he says, I have done only 360 days. So his ambition will be next time to fast for 370 days. Only our toys change. The dreams remain. Okay. So what will happen to our dreams and our ambitions and our desires and aspirations if we don't have self-confidence? They will just die away. So we need to have this. Now what do you do? Now we've got the importance of belief, etc. Let's take it this way. How will all this turn into in a practical way? So let's begin with belief. We start with belief here. Can you read what I'm doing? Okay. Your belief will help you to release your potential. I have a potential to be a good public speaker. Now I believe I can be a good public speaker, so it will release that potential. I'll start. This will lead me to take some action. Like I told you, I joined a public speaking class, or you joined some communication class, or dancing class, whatever your computer classes, or reading self-improvement books. Action will give you some results. Okay. And if the results are good, it will strengthen your belief, which will release further potential, which will lead to further action. You'll get up and speak in your class, you'll get up and speak in college, you'll get up and speak at help library, you'll do things, etc., more and more things. Okay? In other words, you start a virtuous cycle. Previously, when the belief was not there, you had what was known as a vicious cycle. You don't have faith in yourself, so your potential remains submerged. Therefore, you don't take any action, you're afraid to try. And because you don't try, you don't change, you don't improve, that again makes it further weakens you. Now you have reversed it and made it into a virtuous cycle. Okay. Belief leads to release of potential, which leads to action. Kindly remember one thing I'm telling you, even if I've not made it clear as yet, I'll make it clear now also, which you were just talking down also. Finally, whatever you get in life is because of actions. You have to take actions. Okay. If I believe I can speak, if I believe I can dance, I don't become a dancer. I have to learn dancing. I have to make the effort to learn dancing, or computers, or whatever, or flying in aeroplane, whatever I want to do. Now you may say, is it so easy then? First thing before that, here I'm not using the word success or failure. I'm using results. Actually in life there is really nothing like success or failure, which is our interpretation. If my results are according to my desires, according to what the outcome is according to what I wanted, then I call it a success. Yesterday, India made 261 without becoming all down. Like the result, we call it success. Imagine the same thing and they would have got out at 259, it would be failure for us. The result is that it is not according to our desire, the result. Okay. Now what happens is, this will not, you come up to here is okay. And supposing the results are not good, then what will happen?
You need to go back again.
Yeah, and do it again. So you need two other qualities along with belief. One is persistence. You need to do it again and again.
Feedback.
Yeah, and yeah, you have to do it. You don't give up. As Churchill said, never ever give up. You don't give up. You do it again. You know Edison, how many times he failed? Thousands of times before he invented the bulb. So what was his famous line? I know one more way how it does not work. So that attitude, that is persistence. Or every time I hear a no, it brings me closer to the yes I want. Okay? Or success is a series of no with a yes at the end. Okay, whatever we call it. But that is called persistence. I call it quality of WITS, WIITS. It is whatever it takes to succeed. WITT. So how many times will you try to